Hey, so let's talk a little bit about you working a tag team match here. I don't think we've spent much time talking about this. I know you've told the stories on our live shows in the past, but you worked the Nasty Boys in 1987. Surely you've got some good Jerry Sags and Brian Knobbs stories you can share with us.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know where to start. Those guys, they're pretty much fresh out of wrestling school, and they used to make fun of my accent, and they're Pennsylvania boys, Eastern PA, and I'd make fun of theirs. And we hit it off from day one and had a few wild nights. And I won't get into the live show version of it, but the most legendary Conrad, to this day, it is a complete mystery that let's just say Knobs maybe had one too many. And
No.
yeah, I know. Taken to downtown. I don't. Do you want me to tell this story?
Please do. Yes.
I'm going to give the Cliff Notes version, but
Oh, tell the story. We want to hear it, man.
oh man, I'm trying to think how. Anyway, we used to do the spot shows on Friday night, and Saturday morning TV would always bring all kind of fireworks for folks who had late Friday nights. But anyhow, we had a Friday night run a little spot show down in northern Mississippi. So get back to the hotel, and we're young bucks. And so how old am I? And I'm not even old enough, Conrad. I'm not even of age. Yeah. Jesus, I'm 20. Yeah. Well, if it's later in the year, I'm 20.
No, you're 20.
Jesus.
You had just turned 20.
Oh, Conrad. Anyway,
they're on TV, so they're not going to mess with you, but still.
Hey, I'm walking in with knobs and sags, with mohawk cuts, with those accents in Memphis, Tennessee on Friday night. And you don't get there till because you work in the show and come back and get to the hotel. And then, we're not walking in till close to midnight. And man, oh man. So those boys they truly came by their name and had one too many. And Memphis's finest comes out and decides that they need to take mobs downtown. And oh boy, we get back to the hotel and he got arrested in the parking lot. My bad. So we get back to the hotel. Anyway, he's gone down there and Sags wanting to kill him. So anyhow, we said we thought it would be best. Let's just go get him and bail him out. So we drive downtown Memphis, go to the police station, go in, have to wait through all that kind of BS. And it's, I don't know, 3 or 4 in the morning. 5, sun hadn't come up yet. Is because we went in and it was dark. But as we finally bail our man Knobs out, the sun is just starting to come up. And we come up and me and Sags had gotten down there. And let's just say we got kind of turned around and couldn't figure out where we parked our car. So the three of us, those two start getting in an argument. Just Knobs is fresh out of the drunk tank. A little bit more of an argument. And I said, no, I think the car's this way. Well, sure enough, we get turned around and we're headed toward the car. And as we're walking toward the car, their argument escalates and escalates. Hey, you dumb idiots. Anyway, they get into not a fist fight, but I thought they were going to come to blows. And so we get in the car and that's funny. God, I don't even know if you know this part of it, but when we get in the car, Sags drives. I'm going to get in the back. And Knobs goes, no, I'm getting in the back. And Sags says something to the effect, just get your fat ass up front. And just as he got in there, got up front, we're backing out. They start arguing again. And Knobs gets out of the car and says, F it, I'll walk. I'm like, dude, we're 15 miles. No, we've got to drive out to the suburbs for a hotel. He just starts walking and then takes a left at a block. And we were like, Sag says, Jeff, get in. I'll pull around. We'll pick him up. So we circle, try to find him. He disappears. So we drive around that Memphis for, I don't know, a few minutes looking for him, not long. And Sags is getting madder and madder and madder. And he says, screw it. Let's go. We got to make TV. So we go back to the hotel. Sags is so mad. He knows he's going to have to go to TV, all this. We go back to the room. I'm getting my stuff. Sags walks into his room. And who do we see come walking out of the lobby? Knobs beat us back. We have no idea. To this day, to this day, he couldn't tell us how he got back, but he got back, and that was a heck of a Memphis TV. But those guys were a lot of fun. Oh man, they leased a car and beat that thing all to hell and blew out a front tire and changed it, and we drove back on the little spare. And when they left the territory to go back to Vern, they pulled up to where they had leased the car that my dad helped them get the lease deal by the local dealership he had worked with. They just pulled that bad boy right up to the front door, keys in it, left it, and went on back to Minnesota. Those guys are crazy.
What a story.
They were stiff as hell. Not
Jeff, you got to start using these type of words before I'm talking about Blue Chew. Beat that thing to hell. They're stiff as hell. I mean, wow. Hey, I want to ask you, you'd wrestle Carl Fergie in this era, 1987. You're going to drop the Mid-America title to him.
You know who Carl is, don't you?
Nope.
You're kidding.
No.
Little footnote. So, the King Jerry Lawler, Honky Tonk Man Wayne Ferris, and King Carl Fergie are all first cousins.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Moms or sisters.
Well, so he beats you for the Mid-America title, and afterwards you have 24 eggs thrown at you.
Oh God.
Because of the Wheel of Torture event, and I guess the losers have to spin the wheel and receive whatever punishment the wheel says. I mean, this feels so Memphis.
In the wheel, make the deal.
And this is, by the way, 1987, years before we saw it in WCW. But tell me about the Wheel of Torture and getting egged.
So, again, going down the lane of Jerry Jarrett and Jerry Lawler, man, we got to make this real. Everything's got to be real. Stipulations. Excuse me, get people dialed in. We had loser eats dog food, loser gets a dozen eggs. So the consequences, so you had to spin the wheel legit and have it. But man, Conrad, have you ever been hit by an egg at about, I don't know, 20, 30 feet, not far, buddy? That'll sting there. When I look back on this insanity, loser gets 20 straps by fans. I mean, there was all kind of stuff, but it was entertaining. And my gut tells me, I don't know which one, but when Wheel of Fortune took off, they used to advertise about what Vanna White's payday was or something. I mean, they were always in the news, but Pat Sajak is a local Nashville guy years and years ago, but that was a hot syndication show. And so we're going to kind of dovetail all that in pop culture and come up with these crazy stipulations. And Conrad, when you get hit by a dozen eggs, you know you've been hit. I'll just say that. But what was crazy was I was a baby face and the people popping like, ooh, and I'm like, oh boy.